Most service businesses are making the same online mistake, and it's costing them jobs, money, and growth. If you run a concrete company, a landscaping company, a clinic, or any service-based business, chances are you are guilty of this too. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the number one mistake service-based businesses are making with online marketing. So let's get straight into it. All right, guys. So going through the number one mistake I see a lot of companies make with online marketing. Like, the one thing I'm going to say is that people obsess over working harder, boosting more, or boosting random Facebook ads. And the number one mistake I'm seeing a lot of companies make with their online marketing is this, is that they focus only on getting more leads instead of building a predictable and reliable system, okay? So what I mean by that is most companies will run a few ads and go, I need more leads, I need more leads. Like, whenever I speak to a company, they always say the same thing. I need more leads. If I had more leads, then I'd be growing so massively. And then I look into their back-end system, their customer journey, and they've just got nothing there. Nothing. And so that they're expecting more leads is going to grow their business. But, ads, for example, ads don't lead to better outcomes in your business. They will either amplify what is working or not working. So if you have a sales issue and you run ads, that is going to show you that you have a sales issue. But most people won't think that. Most people will think that, the issue is lead quality, or the issue is something else, when the ads is showing them that the issue is their sales process. So that is a big reason why I see a lot of companies form a belief that ads don't work, or it's a reason why their ads flop, their leads ghost, and their growth stores, because they focus so much on getting leads instead of growing the company, and not realizing that if you 10x the sales process, which is the biggest bottleneck most of the time, you 10x your results. So a big thing to realize is that you want to make sure that you are chasing predictable, reliable systems instead of just, we run ads. Okay. Now, the second thing is, this sort of goes into number one, but chasing leads instead of quality. Okay. And I was guilty of this when I first started working with clients, but I thought the most important thing was just get leads in cheap and just focus solely on that metric. But what began to happen was that clients don't give a shit or don't give a fuck about leads. Okay, they care about outcomes. All right, so what I started doing then was, instead of doing a simple lead form with one question, I'd put 5 to 6 questions on it. Okay, so that way, from the clients as well, we could tell it was never a lead quality issue. It was always a sales issue, because the leads were high quality. They're putting in 6 questions, short answers, and they're also verifying the numbers. So there was no way it could have been a lead quality issue. So a big thing there is to realize that, yes, cost per lead is an important metric, but the most important one is cost per acquisition. Okay, so if you've got 1,000 leads and you've closed 0, that's not as good as getting 1 lead and closed. You get me? Because the CPA is different. All right, so big thing there is just to make sure that you chase quality instead of just chasing leads. Like, you see agencies, they always do it where it's like, and I was guilty of this as well, but putting cost per leads out as like the results. The best companies show revenue increases, because that's honestly what matters. Okay. Now, the last system, which again goes into point number one, but having no follow-up system in place. Okay. Now, the most important thing on that is that most companies will have good quality leads, but most of them will lose them because they have no follow-up system in place. They don't track inquiries, and they forget to follow up, and 80% of their pipeline dies. And it's sad, because I see this. Most companies don't even have a pipeline. Think about that. Most companies do not even have a pipeline, which is honestly ridiculous. But that's why people feel like they're burning money online, because they'll have all these leads and they won't close, and there's no system to follow up with them. And they'll think, I've only closed 1 out of 1,000. Facebook ads don't work. That's something I always hear. Like, you need to have a follow-up system in place. Calling your leads in the first 5 minutes. Like, most companies try to outsource that responsibility to an agency or to someone who has a call center. And it's like, as a founder, your only goal is to book calls and close deals. That's it. Like, everything else is procrastination. Yes, like, you should have someone else doing the operations. As a founder, to get to 7, 8, 9 figures, your only goal is acquisition and leadership. Only two things, okay? So that's why, now I'm not saying you should be on the phone dialing all the leads, don't get me wrong, but you need to get into a place where your main focus is booking calls and closing deals, okay? That's what a founder should be doing, okay? So I want to reiterate now that the solution isn't just more leads, which is what everyone thinks with online marketing. The solution is building a system that is predictable, reliable, and repeatable. That's what you're building. So it's, for example, like you want a process to qualify and track every inquiry, automated follow-up that turns dead leads into clients, and that's how you turn online marketing from a gamble into predictable growth. Okay? The reason why online marketing is the best and will never stop being the best is because look at all your other options. You've got pamphlet advertising, which is going to cost what, $1 to $2 grand a month. You're going to pay someone $500 to design it, $500 to print to send them out, and another $500 to get someone to do it. All right, which costs about $1,500 a month. You can't track that. You don't know how many people even open the pamphlets, and you don't know how many people chucked it in the bin. There's no data behind that. If you get 1 or 2 jobs, you don't even know where the job came from, to be honest. It could have came from a referral, could have came from the pamphlets. You never know. Let's look at radio advertising. Radio ads cost $5,000 to $10,000 a month. I don't know. I've never done it before. And the way you track that is by people listening, people on the radio listening to it. 80% of the time, people aren't even listening to it. They're fucking in their kitchen cooking dinner and it's in the background. That's more for TV advertising, but same thing with radio and TV. And then half the time, you're telling people on the phone to go to this number and give us a call today while they're driving. Who's gonna have the time in their day to stop driving and memorize that number and write it in their phone number? Okay, and then your last option is the ads, like online ads, like online marketing. Like you can track every single lead. Their attention is already on their phone. Like when they're watching a TV ad, they're on their phone during the ads anyway. So everyone's trying to go to these other places when like the phone is where the attention is. Think about it. Everyone is addicted to their phones. People are on their phones when they're driving. People are on their phones in social events. Like this is where attention is, and this is where you can track everything. Okay, it's so easy to fill out a form, and this is where advertising goes. There's a saying in marketing where attention goes, advertising follows. If attention's here, advertising follows. Okay, so that is why digital marketing, in my opinion, this might be a bit biased, is the most effective and the most profitable. Okay, the point I want to make again is that like the number one mistake I'm seeing with people in online marketing is they're framing it as I need more leads instead of I need a predictable client getting system. That's what online marketing is. It's a predictable client getting system. Companies spend millions a month just on ads alone because they've got data that they know that they're going to spend $1 million a month and make $5-10 million a month. Obviously, it's a bit of a stretch, but they have systems in place to get them there. All right. So any questions, guys, let me know in the comments. If you want to book in a free growth audit call, go to the description, go on our landing page, and we'll see you there. But see you guys in the next video.